I am finally ready to spill the tea about why I'm getting a divorce. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Cora. I post videos about beauty, lifestyle, and so much more. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to see when I upload. I am wearing no makeup in this video, which is very exciting for me because if you've been here since the beginning, you know this page was founded on my struggles with acne and my Accutane journey. The fact that I'm able to sit here all these years later with a clear face, no editing, nothing is so exciting for me. With that, if you've been here since the beginning, you know I've really transitioned off YouTube, but more so onto TikTok and Instagram. I asked you guys on Instagram if you had any questions for me. I do an Ask Me Anything every Thursday on there. I have a lot of good questions, particularly about my divorce. I'm not gonna filter anything. Let's just get into it. I am gonna pour myself a little glass of wine though. I am not a big drinker, but one glass, you know, it's not gonna hurt you. I really like this one from Aveline. First question is, how are you? The answer to that question changes every day. Today I'm good. This weekend was really hard. Figured out I'm in the bargaining stage of grief, which is when your brain is trying to make sense of everything happening. Grieving process with the divorce has been really strange. Easter was pretty rough because that was my 2-year anniversary. Which still gives me a lump in my throat. And I also had no family to spend Easter with, so it was just really lonely. Not having anything ground me has been really hard. I understand why people struggle post-grad. College really grounds you and anchors you, gives you community, gives you schedule, gives you routine. When you're post-grad, you're like, what the hell is happening? Post-divorce, I feel like I'm right back in that post-grad stage. I feel like, whoa, the world is really confusing me. Everything is crazy. How am I doing? Not well, bitch.
I'm doing not well, bitch.
Just kidding. Honestly, under the circumstances, I'm doing okay. Why are you getting a divorce? There are 4 people on this planet that know the actual reason. There is an actual reason. Those 4 people are my lawyer, me, my ex-husband, and our couples counselor. And those are the only 4 people that need to know the actual specifics. But to spill some tea, finally, I'm ready to tell you guys things that have been published online. Watch my short form content. I think it's really obvious that the light was just out of me. There are a lot of reasons for that, but mainly I was just ready to leave. The Bay Area was very triggering for me. Mentally and physically, I was just really struggling up there, and I told my husband for years I wanted to leave, and several reasons for that, but the main one is that with our salaries, it just wasn't conducive to have the lifestyle I wanted up there. I'm a Southern California girl. I was born and raised here. I always wanted to come back here. Bay Area was honestly meant to be a pit stop for my career, and it turned from 1 year into 2 years, into 5 years, coming up on 6 years. Someone can tell you one thing, but their actions show another. Like, you can tell me, yes, I'm excited to leave. Yes, I'm gonna make a plan to do something. If you never follow through on those things, they never happen. You can really tell from my content just how I presented myself. I was struggling. I just looked disheveled, no energy. I was alone all the time, so profoundly lonely. When you're married and you feel like that, I feel like that's not normal. I feel like all of this compounded, and it was just a death by 1,000 cuts situation of a lot of things off that I will keep offline. And one day I just snapped. I went home to Southern California with the intent to reconcile, went to couples counseling on Zoom. It takes 2 people to put 100% effort into making something work and also making a marriage succeed. I felt like I was married to someone who was not ready to commit and was not ready to be married. If you're married, that requires compromise. I felt like I was compromising all the time for years. I mean, you could see I talked about for years wanting to leave the Bay Area. I feel like that compromise isn't being returned. Instead, you feel like a horrible person for asking for basic things. Start to lose your sense of self. That phrase, the world went from colorful to gray. Like, that's how I felt every day. I became extremely depressed. I just feel like I kept trying to do the best I could, and no one was recognizing that. And I've absolutely turned to social media for community and validation and just people to kind of bounce how I'm feeling off of, because I was feeling so crazy by being like, why am I not happy? I lived in a tiny apartment for 4 years on the freeway, paying so much money. I could not save money for a house. Like, I was like, my quality of life was trash in the Bay Area. So I'm really excited to be out of there. Leads to the next question. Why do you hate the Bay Area? I do not hate the Bay Area. And in fact, I would actually move back there. Crazy thing to say, I know. This is the best way I can describe the Bay Area. Your quality of life is totally dependent on your community and where you live. If your community lives near where you live. There's a weird phenomenon in the Bay Area where people do not like leaving their their pockets. I lived in Walnut Creek, and it's incredibly hard to make friends there if they aren't your high school friends. A place like San Francisco proper, it's gonna be a lot easier to make friends. So like walkable activities. The weekend trips in the Bay Area are also unbeatable. Like Tahoe, Marin, Napa, like there are so many places I've actually been missing a lot lately, but it's also really hard to live there if you're not rich. I'm gonna be honest. Like having absolutely no hope of being able to buy a home there unless you are high up in tech and you got a ton of equity or you inherited a house. Eventually you have to be like, okay, this doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna buy a house 2 hours away just to live here when I could live in Southern California way more affordably and have a better quality of life. Are you enjoying making YouTube videos, or do you see it as an opportunity for something more? I love YouTube. I've been posting on YouTube since I was 18 years old, but to be honest, it can get very discouraging on here. You have to work 10 times harder on YouTube than you do on a platform like TikTok, for example. I feel like no one's watching your videos. You're like, this sucks. Like, why am I investing so much time in this? I would not have been making videos this long if I did not truly love content creation and social media. For the amount of time I've put into it, me not to be like a huge creator and to be still doing it, like obviously there's a reason I do it. It's because I love it. During my lunch break from my 9 to 5 job today, I was editing a video, and I think that's the most stressful part for most people. For me, I'm like, oh, this is my therapeutic time. I can just like feel my creative muscles going. I just love it. Also love looking back at my old YouTube videos. Like it is so crazy to see myself freshman year of college, going through my Accutane journey, being engaged, now getting a divorce. Like I've just had so many moments where I can look back on. It's like a digital diary. What are your goals and objectives for Instagram and YouTube? I'd say it's to be a full-time content creator, but I lasted 5 months. So I don't know if that's in the cards for me. Who knows what'll happen. Think of my dream scenario. I would be doing content full-time at a much bigger scale. Obviously, content creation is a business, which I know people don't like to hear. I'd love to be making a steady stream of income doing this so that I could support a really beautiful, big lifestyle, like have 2 kids, take them on vacation, really start my own business. Like that is the dream. But right now I feel like I am living my dream and I am living my goals with content. I was able to leave my marriage and leave a job that was tying me to the Bay Area because of content. It would take 5 months, find a new job. It was a painful 5 months, I won't lie. Now I have a fully remote job. I can work anywhere in the world and I can make my content after work. Like I worked all day, now I'm filming this video. Like that is my dream. That's my idea of true wealth. Just having total autonomy of where I live and how I spend my time. Like I love that. How is dating? So far I've only done like virtual dating. I've definitely had some FaceTime dates and they've been a bust. Right now I'm just focusing on self-improvement and being the best version of myself I can be. I've met a couple of really quality special people, and also not even men, but just like friends. I don't know, I've just met some really special souls and I feel really grateful. Who knows, maybe I will meet my person in a weird way. Intentionally dating has been a bust, so I think I'm gonna table it for a while. I was in my early 20s. I used to do like story times of my dates. I just feel like that's not in the cards for me anymore. I don't know if I'll delve into the details, but people have been interesting. And the last question I'm gonna answer, what is the most positive part of this new chapter? I feel like it's just that I can believe in myself again. I've always been a really independent person, but it was out of necessity. Like I never really wanted to be that way. In a relationship, I got very codependent. The idea of starting over seemed impossible. When I was having those thoughts that this just wasn't working out, I was like, well, there's no way I can do this on my own at this point. I felt like a very vulnerable person, and proving to myself that not only can I do this by myself, I'm so much stronger than I realized. Someone told me it takes a lot of bravery to do this on your own and to choose yourself, and that really stuck with me because I feel like this is the most vulnerable I've ever been in my life. This is the bravest I've ever had to be in my life. It's scary. It's been really hard. This time is setting the foundation for what I want the rest of my life to look like. So that has been the most rewarding part, is just being proud of myself again and starting to believe in myself again. Let me know if you guys like this style video. If you have any other questions, drop them in the comments and I'll answer them next time. But I love you guys and thanks for watching. Bye.